Sveche and Juan Jose. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you for such a wonderful film. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it touched you as much as it did when I watched it. I mean, first of all, I would love to hear about, I know this is coming from a very personal story for you, Juanjo. I'd love to hear how this project originated, how it became what it did, a series, and then a feature film. How did you both get involved in the project? Could you tell us the story of how it came to life?
No sé qué decir ahora, realmente.
He's shy, he suddenly doesn't know what to say, but well, he will remember.
Sí, está basada en mi vida y muchas partes personales, a pesar de ser ficción, pero para mí ahora mismo me resulta muy difícil hablar del origen de la historia, ¿no? Es como, está basada en una relación de amistad y el proceso de pasar de ser niño a ser joven.
He's saying despite being a fiction, the starting point from the film is based and inspired on his teenager time, of him being a teenager, and on a friend that he had that they connected a bond through music when they were young.
Disculpas por no hablar en inglés.
He apologizes for not speaking in English.
Thank you. No, no worries at all. Thank you. And how did you both get involved? So first, the story was adapted into a series which you directed, Carlos. How did this happen? Did you know each other beforehand? And how did you start with this project?
We had worked together before on another TV series he had done called Arroz Cubat, and that was our connection. I started there as also the co-director of that TV show that Catalan TV3, the TV channel, also produced. So he called me from this new one, and it was a TV series of 8 chapters. So last year they decided to re-edit. They saw a film structure that could work itself, and they had the idea to edit all those chapters that could be like 2 hours and a half. It was 20 minutes each one, into these 80 minutes long feature film. And that's Joan, if you want to talk about the editing, the process.
Yeah. No, you explained it really well. And I was one afternoon in the office and Juanjo came. I was directing another series with Juanjo. And I was one afternoon in the office and Juanjo came with a great idea. He said, what do you think if we try to make a movie of this TV series? And I said, okay, let's try. And we tried and we made it and we sent it to festivals, and it's been like an amazing and surprising success for us, because it's a surprise. We didn't expect that. So that was the process. And for me it was like just seeing the TV series and started editing until one day I saw like, okay, this is the movie. And then we start like putting pieces together, putting a little bit of new things in other places. And it was like a magical process, because one day we thought, okay, we have a movie now. So it was amazing.
It was quite a quick process in the end, from the original idea to presenting it for world premiere and Annecy, which is incredible. Congratulations.
I'm the fastest director in the world.
I have to say it's very humbling for me, because I think it works so much better as a film, that TV series. So I have to be grateful for them to take all my mistakes out, or what we did.
No.
But it's a very, it reminds how the rewriting process on editing can be, and it's been a very good experience as me as a spectator as well, to see this, how it breathes on a big screen. So such a different feeling.
It's also just much easier to see the success of a feature film than a series. I think that's you should take a lot of credit for how amazing the reception was for the film. So thank you, it was incredible. Could you tell us a little bit about your animation style, which is incredible because it's so minimalistic yet so expressive and leaves space for imagination? Yeah.
This is you.
Me toca explicarlo a mí. O sea, el estilo de la animación está basado en la falta de recursos y en las carencias. No sé si puedes traducirme ya.
The style of the illustration is based on the lack of resources and scarcities.
Todo surgió en la primera serie que hicimos con Carlos, que no teníamos recursos de ningún tipo, ni teníamos un presupuesto muy bajo, y simplemente todo el tema de no hacer caras era simplemente porque no teníamos suficientes animadores como para hacer las vocalizaciones, entonces decidimos ir a lo mínimo y que solo estuviera cuando fuera necesaria.
One of the advantages of have characters with no faces is that you don't have to think about ad-libbing with actors, so that gives less work for animators, and that's like one of the practical things. But that also makes you to imagine what's going on, and that this was based also in the previous series that we did. Like there was a little bit the foundation of all these traits and all these resources to keep working on a low budget.
Sí, la verdad, la primera serie recuerdo que yo llegué a la productora porque no la produjimos nosotros, la hicimos una productora externa y solo el equipo de animadores eran 2 personas y 2 ordenadores PC. Y el software que teníamos para hacerlo era un software que yo creo que aquí la mitad de la gente no sabe lo que se llama Flash, que era un programa de animación web.
Yeah, he's remembering when the first TV show was such a low budget one that we had 2 animators, 2 computers, and we produced it on a software that maybe some of you will don't remember that it existed, called Flash. That was the previous web series, Arroz Cubano.
Claro, entonces a raíz de esta forma de trabajar, eso pasó a ser como un poco una marca de estilo de los trabajos que hemos ido haciendo luego, y nos ha ido muy bien porque podemos hacer una película por un presupuesto, una película de animación que suelen ser muy caras, con un presupuesto muy bajo de animación.
That workflow allowed a little bit to make a long feature film, which is something you need a big budget to do with a low budget scale. On a low budget.
Y al margen de esto, yo creo que a nosotros ya nos encanta, ¿sabes? El nivel este de síntesis y de minimalismo, de contar con tan poco, tanto, yo creo que es un motor importante para nosotros ahora, es como algo muy estimulante.
Besides all that, this minimalistic style has become like something now important because it allows you to explain a lot with very little. And it's something I think you can see on Paul's body of work. It has all that minimalistic style. He keeps that in his books, on all he's done before, and it's very evocative and suggestive with very little, with thinking the minimum details.
Some of the most creative ideas came from lack of resources, so that's, you know. I'll ask one more question and we'll open to questions from the audience. One thing that really touched me in the film and is the relationship between listening to heavy metal and helping healing, you know, mental health issues that you might have. You know, both of them find refuge in heavy metal to cure their anxiety or at least help with their anxiety or sadness. What do you think the kind of correlation between heavy metal and mental health is for all 3 of you?
Tiene mucha relación, obviamente, sí. Yo creo que tanto el punk como el heavy metal es una forma de que los adolescentes saquen toda esa rabia, ¿no? Y esa frustración, ¿no? Que genera pues la vida en los barrios del extrarradio. Es un momento de transición difícil y creo que la música es una forma de canalizar de una forma muy directa toda esa rabia y que no genere violencia, ¿no?, en el entorno. O sea, yo creo que es muy necesaria ese tipo de música para canalizar unas emociones que un adolescente no las sabe manejar todavía.
Yeah, he's seeing a lot of relation between those two. It's a way to channel all that rage that teenagers cannot express other ways, especially more working class teenagers from the suburbs who they can go on difficult situations. And it's a way to express that feeling in a way they couldn't do it other ways.
Are you both fans of heavy metal as well?
Not me.
Sí, ellos no.
Neither am I. I tried when I started the TV series. I had all his reference. And some of them I can with Iron Maiden. I liked it. Guns N' Roses. You see also like the light heavy metal. But when I got into Sepultura, that was too much for me. That was
Fair enough.
Estamos ahora mismo en la cuna del heavy metal, no sé cómo se dirá, donde nació el estilo, ¿no?
He's saying we are though now. He's saying we are now on the crane of heavy metal, the place where it come from, more or less. I don't know, but he was.
Me hace mucha ilusión.
He's very happy to that. He is a really heavy. He was a heavy metal. He had the heavy metal
Sí,
past.
el que ha sido heavy lo es siempre.
Who is heavy will always be a heavy.
Forever.
Do we have any questions from the audience, please? No? Okay.
We can ask the audience.
Well, maybe, Joan, can you tell us a little bit about your experience taking on your first job as director in a feature film, and any kind of challenges that you've experienced working on it?
For me, I mean, I always wanted to be a film director, and of course this was a present from Juanjo, because now I'm here and I'm like talking with people, and it was a really difficult job, because you have like a lot of material and you need to do it short and transform it into a film, but also the material was really amazing. I didn't direct like shots or anything, just read them and transform it. So it was like difficult and easy, and then I feel like kind of intruder syndrome, a little bit. When I was in Annecy, it was like what I'm doing here. So I'm dealing with more mental emotions than director things. The intruder syndrome, imposter syndrome, yeah. So that's me now, an imposter.
No,
He's a humble guy. He's a humble guy.
No, yo te voy a decir algo al respecto. Yo creo que ha sido muy importante que la película la haya dirigido una persona que estaba fuera de la serie por la mirada limpia, ¿no? Sobre el proyecto, ¿no? De no tener prejuicios, porque nosotros, Carlos y yo, quieras o no, estábamos muy enamorados de lo que habíamos hecho y la concebíamos así. Entonces, una mirada externa ha sido muy importante para que quedara bien.
It was important, a fresh view from the outside, because we were maybe more in love with what we had before, but he had a clean view to be honest, more honest with the material for this format.
Thank you. Oh, yes? I think we've got, no, we don't, sorry.
I can chat.
You sure?
Obviously, you had to take a lot out. How much did you have to put in?
To put in,
Tenía que quitar mucho con todas las
Ah,
que poner.
sí, no mucho.
take out a lot, and we take out like it was like 200 something minutes, and now it's 80, so like a lot of material. And to put in, there's some shots that they are not in the right place in the series, like a lot of. It's easy to do this job because you have like a lot of primer plano, close-ups, so you can use it to. There's a moment here when Miquel buys a guitar, that Juanjo smiles. In the series, it was like one episode, Juanjo being angry with Miquel. So here it changed the meaning of the relation with just one